welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm gonna be doing my delivery story or hospital story, like what it was like giving birth to Nevea. So someone had requested that I do this video. So guys, it all started with I was lying down on the bed, and then all of a sudden I got this urge, like I felt like I wanted to pee, or like, yes guys, yes guys, so I was lying down, and then all of a sudden I got this urge, like I swear I was wondering if I wanted to pee or if it was like my period, and I'm like, that can't be my period, so how am I feeling like that? Because what it felt was like my period or something was about to come. So I jumped. This was like late in the night, late in the night. So this was about 1 o'clock in the morning that I realized that my water just broke. So I quickly jumped out of bed and I went to the bathroom, because it's like as soon as I got up, there was just like this bag of fluid just running, or liquid just running out. And it wasn't like it never had a color, never had a scent, nothing like that. It was just like, it just looked like water running down my legs. And it was like forming puddles, because as I stepped, it messed up the floor. So I rushed to the bathroom, you know, clean up. And then I was like, I was wondering if I should wake up Robert, because the thing is that I didn't pack my hospital bag as yet, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I wake him up, I'm gonna get some cussing about my bag not being packed. So I quickly rushed into the room and I decided to get something to eat as well, because I was hungry, and I'm like, I don't know how long I'm gonna spend in the hospital. I don't know if I'm gonna like the food. So I was like, I'm not gonna go to no hospital hungry. So I went into the kitchen, warmed up some food, and meanwhile I was packing my hospital bag. So same time in the night now, I text my doctor and she was like, you sure? So I'm like, yes doc, it's 8 man this time. And so, but the thing is that she wasn't the one that was going to deliver Nevea, because I decided to have her at a public hospital, but nonetheless I still texted her to let her know so that she could, you know, tell me what to do and check in with me and so forth. So she told me to hurry to the hospital, and I was like, doc, I'm just warming up some food to eat. And she was like, you doing what? And I was like, yes, I'm hungry and I'm not going to the hospital hungry. So I finished packing my hospital bag. Meanwhile, I sat down on the bed and was eating, because the thing is that I thought pain would start, but no pain didn't start. It was just the fluid running, and I was like, at least I got to move around and do what I wanted to do in the meantime, you know. So I did what I was doing, finished eating. Meanwhile, I was on a phone call with my grandma, and at the same time I was talking to Tim as well. So I was letting him know that, you know, Nevea is coming and so forth. So after I finished all of that now, I decided to go wake up. No, stick a pin right there. I went and I told Robert, did I not wake you? Did I not wake you? Yes. Yes guys, so I woke up Robert. He never took me serious the first time, so I had to go back, wake him up again when I was ready to go through the door. It took us like about 10 minutes or less to reach the hospital, because I'm a bit close to Spanish Town Hospital based off where I live. So when I reached to the hospital, the thing is that you have to pre-register. So you just go like probably a month or two before the time, just to know that, to tell them that that's where you will be going. So when it's time for you to go into the hospital to have the baby, it's not like you'll have to be out, you'll have to be in the waiting area doing all of that registering then. So I did all of that before. So when I reached, it was a quick 1-2 for them to assist me, you know. So even through all of that, driving to the hospital and everything, I was still losing fluid, but I didn't feel any pain at all. There was no pain. So I was able to walk, just walk slowly, you know. And when I reached there, I saw next mommy coming in, and she was in a lot of pain. So what happened is that the porter that took my bag, because due to COVID, nobody can come with you around to pass the waiting area. Nobody can pass there. So it's just the porters that would carry your bag. But because the porters took my bag, there wasn't somebody else to take the other mommy's bag that was in pain. So I took her bag and helped her around to where we would go and see the nurse. So how to see who is more, you know, in pain, and they would rush tell you what you need to do, like, and you know, just the little quick things that needed to be done. Draw a little blood, hook you up, insert the little thing in your hand, because they're gonna hook you up to drips. So they just insert that in your hand. So when I was there, the first doctor, I had mentioned this in the next video, that the first nurse that was dealing with me, she was a bit rough with everything, so I got a little uncomfortable. But after I spoke to her and told her that she was making me uncomfortable, she calmed down a bit, and then I was able to relax. What is it? Yes, we're talking about you. Yes, guys. So after that, they put me on the bed to lie down, and they checked to see how far I was dilating. I wasn't dilated that much, because Nefeya was just comfortable where she was and was losing the amniotic fluid. So I was there on the bed for basically the whole day. I reached the hospital about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was there the whole day. Mummies come in, have the babies, leave me. I'm just there lying down, meeting people. Everybody come in. My best friend's mom came and visited me during the day. So I went to 1 o'clock, and when it reached about 2 o'clock, so in the evening now, when the doctors came to me and they said, okay, mommy, all right, we can't let the baby stay anymore, because I was pretty, I had lost all of the amniotic fluid basically, you know. So they were saying that if she stays in there any longer, she can get an infection and it can do harm to me. So same time they said to me that they're gonna try and induce me, and then if inducing me don't work, then they would have to do C-section. So they gave me a document to sign to say that I'm authorizing the C-section to be done. So I signed that document, and I was really praying that I don't have to do a C-section, because I was scared. Guys, if anybody did tell me, say, it's so getting induced, when you get induced, it is the most painful thing ever. I tell people, like, it wasn't the pushing of Nefeya that was hard, it was getting induced, because the pain that I felt on a level of 1 to 10, the pain was at a level 20. Guys, I cried for murder. I called for all the doctors, everybody to come and take her, because I'm like, no, when you come cut me, we can't manage. And mind you, it's like, when I heard other moms behaving like that, I was like, why are they behaving like that? Like, I was like, is it gonna be that hot for me? Like, will I be crying like that? Guys, people were there. Some persons behave bad, some people manage the pain, but I'm telling you, if you have a natural birth and you don't have to get induced, it is not that hot for you. Basically, once you get induced, it's the worst pain you ever go through. I'm telling you, like, at one point I thought I was dying. The way the pain got bad, I was like, yes, Jesus, this is it. It reached so bad, I started mapping out in my mind to say, okay, I'm gonna run out of the hospital. That is how far I reached, because I was thinking, I can't lie down in the bed anymore and bear that pain, because the pain was like, it was in my back, because they said Nefeya was more so in my back. So I just felt like somebody was, I don't know, I can't even explain it. The pain was so bad. I couldn't sit down, I couldn't lie down. They tell you to lie down. It was crazy. The pain, man, that pain is to a next level. You see, eventually when they checked and I told them, alright, so the first sign that you know that the baby is coming, I started to feel that I wanted to poo. So once you feel like you want to do that is the first sign to say, okay, the baby is on its way. So you see, when that started to happen, I was like, okay, Nefeya is coming. So I started calling for the doctors, but I called their names so much that the nurses and the doctors were like, mommy, don't call her name again until you feel something like the baby head come. And I was like, okay, I tried, but I couldn't. I kept calling them. Eventually, one of the doctors came and checked on me, and he was like, he checked to see how dilated, so he pushed his finger like to see how far, and then he was like, okay, it's time. But the thing is that the nurses were supposed to give me, there's something that you buy, um there's something that you buy to so that you won't pass any feces while you're pushing, you know. But my nurse didn't remember to give me that. So it was in my container, because when you go into the hospital, you have to pack out everything in a basin right beside the hospital bed. So when they say, okay, they're taking you to the labor, to delivery room, you have to just take up the person to take up your basin and carry you to that room. So they never remember to give me that. So when I went in the bed now and they carried me to the bed and put me on the bed and they said to push, guys, push, push, push. And let me tell you, I pulled up the whole place. The nurses, they were like, oh, I never remember to give her the thing. And I was like, I told them, you know, I kept telling them, I feel like I want to, but nobody took me serious and thought that I was really going to, you know, because I couldn't control it, because I'm feeling the pressure to push, you know. So I'm there pushing. That happened. The nurses, they quickly cleaned me up. And then they said, okay, mommy, try pushing again. I pushed. The pushing was a relief, guys. Let me tell you. It felt so good to push, because it was kind of taking off the pain that I was feeling, you know. Because even though it hurt, you were just so glad to come out of that pain, you understand? So pushing the veil was not the hard part. It was lying down and feeling the pain that really, you know, took me to a different place. But pushing the veil was no problem. But when I got tired after a time pushing, and then when the nurses realized that the cord was wrapped around Nevaeh's neck, I kind of gave up, because I felt like I couldn't push anymore. So they told me, okay, mommy, just hold on a second. If this cord is squeezing Nevaeh's neck, and I started closing my legs. Not willingly closing my legs, but it was just happening, you know, because my legs got tired and I couldn't manage anymore. So they had to get this thing to like keep my legs open. So they just put it there to spread so that Nevaeh could pass out. And then they had to call a next nurse to help hold me down, because I was not, I'm telling you, when I say I was so over it, I just gave up on pushing everything. So they had to call a next nurse to help hold me down on the bed, and the nurse gave me her hand to squeeze, and I was squeezing the nurse's hand, and she's like, oh gosh, mommy, you squeezed my hand hard. And I was like, I felt so bad, but I couldn't control it, guys. With the pain and everything that's happening, I just wanted to get this over with, you know. So after a while, they got Nevaeh out, they unwrapped the card, and the thing about it is that Nevaeh's head was a bit big. So you see, from Nevaeh's head past through, here's such a slid right out. So it's not like, you know, they show videos and they have to be fighting to take out the shoulder and all of that. No, it wasn't like that. Once her head passed through, it was like, whoo! And they caught Nevaeh on the bed, because Nevaeh, the force that you're pushing and everything, once her head passed through, everything just slid out with the gusher fluid and everything all over the place. So, and the thing about it now, after that, they took out Nevaeh. But when they were taking out the rest of the cord and the placenta, when they were pulling it, guys, oh my gosh, that was the worst thing ever. You see, when they pull it, because the cord was so wrapped up tight, the umbilical cord burst in the nurse's face, you know, guys. When I said there was blood everywhere, there was blood everywhere, like on the curtains, on the nurse's face, it was covered with blood. But luckily she had on her mask, so it never caught in her eye. The blood just caught, like, you know. So somebody else had to come and start clean up, and she went and clean up. But luckily she was wearing the mask, so it never get into her mouth or her eyes, you know. So she cleaned up herself, and then they cleaned me up. And when the umbilical cord burst, it was like, after it pulled out and everything, and they got to clean up everything, I felt relieved, because some of the pain kind of eased off. So after that, now they cleaned up Nevaeh, and they put Nevaeh on the side, and they showed me her and everything, and I couldn't hold her really, because I was so weak, guys. Couldn't manage to hold her. So after that, they told me that they're gonna have to give me stitches, because I got tore. When pushing Nevaeh, I got tore really bad. So they told me I have to get some stitches. So how they did it is that, like, they stick you on the vagina, like they just use a needle and stick you, so to numb the area. But guys, let me tell you, the numbing the area was a few seconds, because it just wear off in no time. I don't know if it's my body specifically that never agree with the medicine, but it never lasted any time. So every stitch that they did, I felt it and I couldn't keep still. So it just kept going on longer and longer, and the nurse was like, if they don't get to do it properly, it won't heal as it should, and they'll have to go over it. So she had to keep going over it because I wouldn't keep still, guys. They had to have somebody holding me down, because I'm telling you, lying down and feeling somebody stitching you down there several times is not the best feeling at all. The pain, everything. You're happy that you got through with the whole delivery process, but at the same time, you know, you just want it to be done and over with. So after they finished stitching me up, they told me that they would send me up to the room now with the baby, because Nevaeh was a healthy baby. She never had any problem, so she didn't have to go to any nursery or anything like that. I could just take her and go up to the room. So immediately after they finished, guys, when I stood up, I felt like I want pee. So I told the nurse, I was like, nurse, I want pee. And she's like, mommy, stay where you are, stay where you are. Guys, anything your nurse tell you or your doctor tell you, listen to them. They are telling you that for a reason. Because she told me, don't bother trying to get up. But I did. I tried to get up. You see, as soon as I got up, down came the pee. I peed all over the floor, because you just deliver a baby. You don't have no control over down there. There's no control, no muscle that you can really use. So as soon as I felt like I wanted to pee, it just came. And the thing about it is that even after you have baby, it takes a time for you to be able to manage to hold your pee, because you can't hold your pee. So as soon as you feel like you want pee, you have to head straight to the bathroom right away. But if you wait after, as I said, if the nurses tell you or your doctor tell you don't do something, listen to them. They have been through it a lot, so they would know that you cannot manage to move. So I would suggest whatever they tell you, just listen to them, because you won't have no control over there after you go through something like that. So after I got cleaned up, they put me in the wheelchair with the baby, and they took me up to the ward where the moms are with the babies. So when you go up to that section, the moms that did C-section is on one side, and the moms that did regular delivery is on the next side. So I went over on that side. That would be the left-hand side of the ward. So so when the persons are feeding and so forth and doing one, they know what side they're going on and so forth. So I just went up there. I saw a bed without cutting, and I just went into that area. But the thing, you see, after you have the baby, it's like a piece of tiredness just come over your body. You just want to lie down and sleep. It's like you don't care. You're not hungry. You're not nothing at all. But the thing is that during the whole day that I was there waiting for Nevaeh to come, I didn't eat, but I didn't feel hungry because I was on drip. So they gave me probably about 3 or 4 bags of drip in the meantime while I was there. So after all of that wear off, I was just so tired, so exhausted. I just spread the bed, go on it with Nevaeh. I'm so happy and excited. I want to text everybody, say, okay, baby is safe, baby's okay. But the way I was tired, guys, I was so out of it. And Nevaeh was just, you know, she's just new into the world. I just want to hold her, hug her, kiss her, like cuddle her and all of that, but I was too tired. The nurses had to give me a little formula thing in a medicine cup, and I give that to her, you know, just take time and feed it to her, so that, because the thing is that they said if her sugar level was too low, they'd have to stick her foot bottom. They had to stick her foot bottom to check to see, because she wasn't really eating. So that's how they decided that they have to give her the formula. But after that, I just fell asleep with Nevaeh. When I woke up, I got myself together and then started sending messages and sending everybody pictures and texting Tim, because I know Tim was worried about the whole thing, and everybody was calling everybody saying, oh, you hear this, you hear that. Mind you, when the pain started hit me about 2 o'clock in the evening, I just stopped texting everybody because I couldn't manage. But the good thing is that my best friend's mom had come and look for me, and she brought out a balloon and gift for me. After that, I stayed in the hospital probably a day more. Yeah, it was a day more, and then I got to come home because once the baby is fine and once mommy is fine, they let you go home. So I got to come home with Nefea, and then I just took it each day. I've been fighting sleep for the longest while, so I'm just gonna use the rest of the video before to just end it so you guys can get the rest of the story. Alright.